Hello and welcome. Today's video is all about how I keep my makeup in place during really hot, sweaty summers. I live in North Alabama in the United States where it is very hot and extremely humid during the summertime. During the summer months, I generally like to wear a little less makeup, but there are times when I want to wear full face makeup in the sun without looking like I'm melting it all off. And here's how I do it. The first thing I'm going to use is a primer on my face. Primers make your makeup adhere to your skin better and help it last longer. Not all primers are perfect for hot, sweaty weather though. So today I'm using one of my favorites, which is the Skindinavia Oil Control Primer. I'm going to focus most of this right around my nose since that's where I'm going to get the most oily. The other place that I tend to get the most oily is going to be my eyelids. By using an oil control primer on my eyelids, it will control the oils and also help the makeup adhere to my eyelids better so that it will last longer. If you're curious about the products that I'm using in this video, I've put everything in the top pinned comment and also in the description for you. The next thing that I find very important during the summer is to wear a long wearing stay in place makeup. Today I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup in the color 2C3, which is a little bit too light for me, but I'm going to make it work. This has 24 hours staying power, it's lightweight, it's comfortable, it looks beautiful and natural through the heat and the humidity. By the way, if you're new to my channel, my name's Camille Cower. I'm a makeup enthusiast and I try to do my best to answer all questions and help as much as I can, especially if you're having makeup difficulties. Now that the foundation is on, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of blush really quickly, and while I'm doing this in the background, I wanted to tell you that I've started a new product guide. It's a free product guide, and basically it's just a list of all the things that I've enjoyed using, that I use all the time, and that I would recommend to my best friend. I'm adding new products to it weekly, so it's a growing list. And the link that I've made available to you in the top pinned comment and the description is actually to a blog website where it updates every time I update it. That way you can just bookmark it and refer to it when you need it. Much of what I'm doing right now in the video has nothing to do with summertime makeup. I'm just finishing out my look. Here I'm adding a little bit of my Jane Iredale face powder to just take the shine off of my face, and then I'm going to use my NYX lip liner. And to keep things simple, I'm just going to use my lip liner as my lip color and then put a little bit of my fat oil over top. Hot weather and fake eyebrows definitely don't go together very well. Therefore, everything has to be water resistant, waterproof, smudge proof, no budge. Today I'm using a waterproof, smudge proof eyebrow pomade kit. It's creamy, it spreads on the skin really easily, and then once it sets up, it's waterproof and smudge proof. While it's still pliable, I recommend using your spoolie or your makeup brush to blend it in the areas that look harsh or have harsh lines. And for those who don't want to use a stencil, you can absolutely just pencil that into your brows. And if you're wondering, I do love to use my waterproof eyebrow pencils as well. I just feel like the pomade does a better job of showing up and attaching itself to my brow. Let's go ahead and do a quick eye look. Nothing I'm doing now has anything to do with summer makeup. This is just regular eyeshadow from Bare Minerals. I'm using the Mineralist palette in Warmth. The first color I applied is called Fiery, and it's kind of my base color, but now I've switched to a smaller brush, and I'm going to use the dark coconut color, and this will be placed as my eye contour. Since I have a hooded eye, I have to create a contour because I don't have a natural contour. So I'm basically creating the sunken in part of the eye. And that darker color is going to allow me, if I do it properly, to create depth. Remember when you're playing in your makeup that darker colors create depth and lighter colors bring things more to the surface. So if you have, say, for example, those marionette lines or deep smile wrinkles, you can take a light colored concealer and buff that in those deeper wrinkles to give that more of a flush look with the rest of your skin. Now I'm going to grab that gorgeous glowing copper, and I'm going to place it right up near my lash line and also on my movable lid. For my eye shape, this is a great place to put that to gain a little bit more attention on that tiny little disappearing movable lid of mine. And that way it still has a little peekaboo effect when I'm just relaxing my eyes. I'm even going to softly frame my eyes with a little bit of that. Now for the next most important summertime makeup tip, mascara. It's 2024 and we don't have to put up with smudging, smearing mascara. Instead, let's opt for a tubing mascara. Because tubing mascara is not like your average mascara. It's made of polymers that wrap around each additional lash. And those little tubes don't budge in the heat and they don't smudge. There are several great options for tubing mascaras and I'll include those in my list. Now let's tackle the problem of smearing, melting, creasing concealer. Just like with our foundation, we really want a long-wearing concealer, as well as something that boasts no creasing. My little trick for making this last and stick better is to just spray my brush with a little bit of setting spray before I dip it into the concealer. Not only does this thin it out a little bit, but it actually helps it stick and last longer. And by thinning the concealer out a little bit, it has less of a tendency to look cakey and thick on the skin. You really have to get to know your setting spray because it's magical stuff and it can do so much for you. If at any time you start to see creasing in your makeup, just spray a tiny little brush with a little setting spray and buff the areas. This will instantly thin the makeup and help set it back in place. The final thing that we want to do to summer-proof our makeup is use a good quality setting spray. These come in regular and oil control. If I'm doing a special event and I'm going to be out in the heat, I'm going to use the bridal spray because this one is kiss-proof, cry-proof, and sweat-proof. And here's a bit of trivia you may not know. Urban Decay makes the all-nighter setting spray. Skindinavia, my favorite setting spray, actually helped them develop it. Don't believe me? Look on the side of your Urban Decay bottle and you'll see Skindinavia's name. The last thing that I'm going to do before the makeup completely dries is take a soft brush with a little bit of setting spray on it, and I'm just going to go around those areas that are prone to creasing easily and just give them a little buff. My skin really looks the best when I'm using very thin products. So I've learned to thin my makeup out with things like setting spray so that I get the most beautiful look I can possibly get. Now that your makeup is prepared for hot weather, you can get splashed poolside and your makeup's not going to instantly fade away. Thanks for watching. I hope you had fun and learned something new. I'll see you in the next video.